wrapping up day 5 of Enneagram Training. It's week 2. They do 2 4-day weeks, and today we talked about primarily 3 things. First, we talked about triggers, things that trigger each type to react and walk through some things of how we handle that and how we take time between the trigger of what's happening to us, the conflict, if you will, and then the reaction. We talked about some ways to how do you lengthen the time between something happens to you and you react or respond to that thing. So just great, phenomenal things, and just thought about opportunities that I've had to do that and how to grow in that. One of the ones I like to use is SNAP, which is to stop, notice, ask, and pivot. So you're just stopping, you're taking a pause in your mind, you're noticing how you're feeling, how you're thinking, what is your body, what are you doing? Ask, why am I responding like this? What does this person want from me? What are they truly saying? What am I not understanding? What am I not seeing? What am I seeing? And then pivot is to change the reaction if need be able to again, pivot, to move, to change, to turn if need be. So that was great. Triggers, I thought that was just phenomenal. Just think through, great coaching for everybody in any walk of life things there. Then we talked about the wings of the Enneagram, about how, so I'm a Enneagram 8. So the wings are the adjacent numbers, so 7 and 9. And I guess one of the things that we learned today is that it's old thinking to think that you're just one wing, and so that you're overdeveloped. Some of the tests I've taken said 8 wing 7, but in the IEQ 9 they don't use that language. They use it and just think of it as an eagle. They have to have both wings to fly, and if you don't have both wings and you're overdeveloping one wing and you're not using the other one wing, you're not going to fly straight. You're going to turn. And so I thought that was helpful information. And for me, I always thought of myself as an Enneagram 8, wing 7, and thought, I don't have any wing 9 at all. It's my lowest tested number, which actually has nothing to do with anything of what your wing is. It just means these are adjacent behaviors, not necessarily motivations, behaviors that you can put into play to help you to be further integrated. Integrated, just simply meaning this, is like levels of awareness and levels of health to get to that truer self, to move from your passion or your vice to move to your virtue, to move from your fixation to your holy idea, if you will. So I thought that was helpful to me, the thought. And then I thought of some ways that I really am connected to my 9 wing, so that maybe I wasn't aware of before. And I was like, that makes sense. It's helping me to further see me. And then the third thing, so we talked about triggers, we talked about wings, we talked about lines. These were just kind of our general things. We talked about other stuff in there. The lines, and so on the Enneagram, you see lots of lines. So we explained what the lines are. It's complex, and I probably won't break it down in this. But, for instance, you'll see on the 8, it has a line going from 5 and a line going from 2. And those are your lines of release and stretch. And so our ultimate goal has to be to take and look at those areas and to go to the high side of them. In other words, to integrate behaviors from the best of those 2 lines. So for me, an 8 going to 2 is to become more helpful, to become more generous, to become more warm and loving. And that becomes the best version of what I can hope to be as an 8, the active controller, that I can go to that considerate helper side and allow that to inform what I'm doing and the energy that I'm giving out when it comes to that into leadership there. So to remind myself in my driven nature of living life and leading life, to do it under the guise of a considerate helper. And then on the also the other side of the Enneagram 5 is to go to the good side of that, is the quiet specialist, to go back to the mind, to be thinking, to take time to develop out the thoughts, to take time to rest, to take time to take a break. And I think those are things that I continue to work on. And I thought that was good. That's generally what the way that it works out. And so that works out for every one of the 9. That there is a stretch and release number there. And so that was helpful to me, to see some things there about me personally and see how I can use that to help others and to walk them through, whether it's a triggering, whether it's the wings, whether it's the lines, or any of the other things we've talked about. So hope this has been helpful to you in some way. Have a great day, and I'll be back at it again tomorrow.